Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the AhsokaTanoFan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, it is time for another episode of Ahsoka. Today I am sporting a half white, half black shirt, as you can see. You know, it's my idea of the light side versus the dark side. We are one episode away from the finale, which is next week. So this is the penultimate episode of Ahsoka. The last two episodes have been incredible. 2 episodes back, of course, we had the big moment with Hayden Christensen and Ahsoka and the Clone Wars flashbacks, young Ahsoka, Rex. So much was given to us, and then that was followed up by us getting a live action Thrawn and a live action Ezra, which is incredible. In terms of the story, where we are now is Thrawn is looking to make his way back to the main galaxy. Sabine has reunited with Ezra. Ahsoka is on her way with the Purrgil, along with Hu Yang, to confront Thrawn and reunite with Sabine and Ezra. And Hera, on the other hand, might be in some trouble with the New Republic because she basically disobeyed orders. I'm most excited to see what happens with Thrawn because he has been made aware that Ahsoka's actually alive, and not only that, she's on her way to confront them, and as a result he wants to know everything about her, as he stated last episode. So I'm really excited about that, and I also want to find out Ezra's reaction once he finds out what really went on, because he had a lot of questions for Sabine, such as how did you get here, and he said he can't wait to go home. So yeah, that's gonna be quite the conversation. Sabine definitely has some questions to answer. Great series. I can't believe that it's coming to an end already. It feels like just yesterday it started. But let's jump into episode 7 now, the penultimate episode of Ahsoka, and check out what's in store for us. Coruscant.
We simply cannot allow
Oh,
of
shoot.
the New Republic Security Force.
She's in trouble.
And it has rules and laws which
Oh, this guy again.
have no problem bending.
Ziona.
My job is to protect the people of this republic.
But by ignoring direct orders.
Yep.
I protected the new republic by ignoring you.
This report reads like a child's fairy tale. Jedi, star maps, star whales,
Morgan Elswith was leading a coordinated effort by the Imperial
Imperial remnant. Such a sensational term.
Is this guy secretly working for the Empire or something? Why is he so unwilling to listen to her?
What about the conflict on Mandalore?
Mandalorian reference?
Gideon was a warlord acting on his own. No immediate threat to this
Was. I wonder if he's still alive.
That will change quickly.
Secretly.
I don't know what frightens me more. The possibility of what might happen or your unwillingness to see it.
Exactly.
I motion that General Syndulla be court-martialed for disobeying a direct order.
Wow. Does it say 3PO? It is.
I am C-3PO.
Ah,
I'm here on behalf of Senator Leia Organa.
there we go. This time we got a full name drop. Last week it was a half name drop, just her last name.
The Honorable Senator Organa wishes to present this data transcript.
What's gonna be on the transcript? Help me, you're my only hope.
Say, the transcript shows that Senator Organa personally sanctioned General Syndulla's reconnaissance mission to Cetos, unaware that Senator Ziono had held a vote against such a mission.
The court cannot admit evidence of this kind from a mere droid.
Oh, but they can. And they did.
Senator Organa is willing to overlook this misstep, but asks that you address her directly.
I wonder if we're actually gonna see her. Is she played by her daughter, maybe? Carrie Fisher's daughter?
I don't know what you and Leia are playing at, but I know she did not authorize your mission.
She did.
She knows the truth.
Eventually.
How real is the threat of Thrawn's return?
100%.
We have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Pretty much how you have to live life. Why do I feel like they might not show Ahsoka till the end? Or towards the end of the episode. Dreams and Madness, it's called. Oh, I was wrong. Never mind. Oh, and she's practicing. Is that Anakin? Oh my gosh. I did not expect that, actually.
In this war, you will face more than just droids.
Wow.
Grievous, Saj Ventress.
Ventress name drop! And Dooku, but I wasn't expecting Ventress. Wow. So this was definitely a hologram from the Clone Wars.
If we get separated or something happens, you need to be able to make it on your own.
Yeah, she needs to be able to survive you. Wow.
I know you can do this, Ahsoka.
That's insane. Oh, that's so nice.
They made 20 or more of these recordings.
So I guess whenever he was, oh, that was his last one. Whenever he was away on a mission or something, she would just use that when she was training at the temple, I guess.
He was a good master.
Oh, she still regards him so highly. It's so nice to see.
Once we drop out of hyperspace, we find Sabine.
And Thrawn and Ezra.
We find the enemy, and we find Sabine.
Direct and to the point, as always.
Well, that's my style.
I would call you
I think the odds are pretty good.
No, in fact, astronomically terrible.
You should try something.
I did, but you never.
I think she's just teasing him. Why is she finding this so
You
amusing?
do.
So funny. You can tell her mood has changed ever since she went through the whole thing with Anakin. Alright, how is this gonna go down, guys?
Something's wrong.
Did Thrawn lay a trap, maybe? I feel like he did. Yup. He was definitely prepared. Or was that always there and that's how the Purgle die when they reach this destination?
Head towards the planet. The field eventually terminates.
Okay, so Thrawn didn't put it there. I don't think.
At least the whales are providing some cover.
Are they leaving?
To say something.
I was being optimistic.
He jinxed them. Oh. That was a close one.
We are clear.
There it is.
We found the enemy.
See, if they found a way to use the Eye of Sion to take them back before Thrawn's able to get to it, then he'd still be stuck there. But they have to go and find Sabine and Ezra first. Damn. It's not looking good. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's such a limited visibility. You're bound to crash into something. What is it with Ahsoka and being in the air with a bunch of floating or falling debris?
It would seem AhsokaTano is alive and well after all.
He knows it's her.
Here's
Man.
everything the Inquisitorial database had on her.
What's he gonna say here?
Her master was General Anakin Skywalker.
Ah.
Our fighters have already engaged the target and pursued them into the debris field.
Withdraw the fighters.
With due respect, Grand Admiral,
She's challenging him quite a bit, eh?
we shall lose them in the debris field.
If she's anything like her master, she'll be unpredictable, dangerous. We'll always be one step ahead of her.
This guy's too smart, man.
I do not like this. How did they anticipate our arrival?
Thrawn was behind that attack.
I will run a scan to see if I can locate Lady Ren.
So they're just laying low, but that's exactly what he thought she was gonna do.
Get some rest.
A little.
Do you guys think they'll end up being a thing? Because at the very beginning of Rebels, he did kind of have a crush on her, so it's possible.
Still trying to process everything you told me. The Empire was defeated.
She told him.
The Emperor died. Zeb's training recruits, and Hera's commanding.
Zeb. First time he's been mentioned in the series.
I was beginning to think we'd never find you.
How did you? Never said.
Well, she didn't tell him the most important part.
Getting home is kind of important.
Oh boy.
Ahsoka took me on as her apprentice.
Why? I mean,
Why? Why was his first reaction that?
where is Ahsoka? Is she coming? That's complicated.
Yeah.
He probably knows something's up. What are they up to?
AhsokaTano lies hidden within the graveyard. Find her.
Yes, Grand Admiral.
Oh boy. Oh, she's reciting whatever they're reciting. I still don't know why she looks so different than the others.
Nothing. I cannot locate Lady Ren.
We don't need a scan.
She's gonna sense through the force? About to find out. Is she gonna feel it?
Set me up for this pod.
She is. Wow, they do have a strong bond.
Ahsoka. I see her.
Oh, but the Night Sisters can sense that.
Jedi is there.
Oh. Did her reaching out with the Force help them pinpoint her location?
Feeling
Kind.
familiar.
Oh, crap.
They found us.
Don't worry. I know where we're going.
Whoa. But Sabine's gotta start talking to Ezra more so he knows exactly what's going on. But I guess she wouldn't know for sure if Ahsoka was there, so I guess that was the first confirmation she had, sensing her.
Tana will pursue Sabine Wren, whom we have wisely sent far from here. Contact the fighter group and have them re-engage the opponent.
Man, this guy he's not gonna be the easiest to beat. Oh shoot, they see Baylan and Shin.
Kill Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger.
You won't help?
My path lies in another.
What's that supposed to mean?
One parting lesson, Shin. Impatience for victory will guarantee defeat.
That's why Thrawn is successful a lot of the time, because he's very patient. So wow, they're separating Baylan and Shin? Interesting. I kind of had a feeling they might go their separate ways, but I'm not sure I thought it'd go like that. Man, I don't think Sabine and Ezra stand a chance right now. It's gonna be tough. Oh crap.
Any real weapons? They're peaceful people. Fine, you didn't mention defenseless. They survived well enough.
Yeah, because the Empire didn't come after them. Or Thrawn. But I wonder, Shin and Baylan followed and tracked down Sabine relatively quickly, it seems like. So I find it hard to believe that Thrawn couldn't go after him all this time. Or maybe he just didn't care to use the resources. Sabine's gonna have to pull out the lightsaber again. Or Ezra. Are they all protecting Ezra and Sabine right now? I guess they are. Their little ships are kind of like them. They have that exterior shell. It almost looks like a snail. Oh, she's right there. Wow. She got there fast. Baylan knows it's her. Ooh, are we gonna have a rematch right now?
She's like you, but lacks your sense of humor.
Lightsaber?
Oh yeah.
Great.
I hope Shin doesn't die. I like her. So who's gonna use the lightsaber? Ezra or Sabine? Somehow she looks more like Ahsoka now than even in The Mandalorian. I don't know what it is. They just nailed her look for this series.
Just remember what happened last time.
You got the timing wrong?
And didn't I feel terrible?
No!
I do like their humor. It's cute. Okay, Ahsoka, bring out the lightsabers mid-air. That's cool too. Baylan. Oh, she might kill him this time.
Didn't expect to see you again. Can't allow you to interfere.
Oh my god. More lightsaber action, guys. I'm telling you, every single episode they've given it to us. She's using her too. And she was just practicing her training too. Oh my gosh.
Here. What do you think?
Oh, she gave it to him.
Your lightsaber, take it.
Oh, sorry guys, that was my phone.
I don't need it. You've been training. The Force is my ally. That's all I need.
Okay. Oh, he wasn't kidding. It's good to see them fight together just like good old times. Oh, that's exactly the moves she was practicing. She looks like she's enjoying it this time around. Good, Ezra. Oh, she cut his hair.
Close.
Okay, he needs a lightsaber now, Sabine. All right, that a girl. Wow, her lightsaber kind of had an indent there when Ezra was using the Force.
Take her now.
Ooh. Oh, somebody is gonna die here, I feel. Probably gonna be Baylan.
Can't defeat me.
I don't have to.
Huyang? I feel kind of nervous right now, guys. She took off. Alright, I'm okay with that. I don't really want Baylan or Shin to die, to be honest. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Baylan going forward, though. Because of Ray Stevenson.
Fine. Fine, just stay in there.
So, are these the dead troops? The army of the dead? Is there a chance this episode could end bad? Like all of them could end up captured or something?
Where's Baylan's gone?
Ooh! Possible Baylan's gonna do something drastic, like kill Thrawn or something? Or try to? I don't know. Because where did he go exactly?
Destroy them.
Okay, Sabine, give Ezra the lightsaber now.
Or we could just... don't you want to take us as prisoners? As prisoners?
He's stalling.
Fire!
Is that Ahsoka? Yep, yep! Ahsoka to the rescue! Oh! Oh my goodness! Bodied her!
Well, they're all back together. I hope I survived long enough to see the outcome.
Huyang's so funny in this series. Alright, he's finally got a weapon. Nice.
These are unfortunate, but acceptable losses given the absence of Lord Baylan.
Where did he go?
One might even call this first match with Tano a success. With our enemy distracted, the cargo transfer is now almost complete. AhsokaTano has lost the one thing she could not afford to lose today: time.
Oh, that hit deep. And I bet you that cargo is bodies. Somehow it just looks like, they kind of look like coffins. So I wonder if Ahsoka is gonna know something is up, maybe. Oh, and I wonder what she's gonna say to Sabine, too. She looks like she's gonna cry.
I can help you.
She's not gonna kill herself, is she? Oh, she's gonna run. Good. I want her alive.
Ahsoka. I thought you were dead. I missed this reunion.
She's got the one-liners this episode. Oh, this is so nice. She's like a proud mom or something.
I thought she was dead.
Clearly I was wrong.
Ooh. There's Huyang.
It's okay. Those are friends.
That is so nice, man.
I'm getting a feeling. I think I might be going home after all.
We'll see. Wouldn't it be something if the series ends or the season ends with the three of them stranded here and then Thrawn went back and they have to find their way back next season or something? Is that it? Oh, no. It always ends so fast. All right, guys, so you already know what I'm gonna say. That was another great episode. I really enjoyed it. So let's start from the end, actually. I loved seeing the reunion between Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra. It was long overdue, hugely anticipated. I just love the way that she hugged Ezra and the way she smiled at Sabine. And the fact that she wasn't mad at Sabine either told me that she came to an understanding of her decision. And I think she needed that time with the Purgle and her experience with Anakin and Huyang having that conversation with her about how it might have been her only choice and whatnot. I think that allowed Ahsoka to understand why Sabine did what she did. And so when she finally reunited with her, she was less angry about it. And it was pretty cool how she reached out to her through the Force as well to find her. But yeah, that was all good. And again, it's been a long time since Ahsoka has seen Ezra. The last time was in the World Between Worlds in Rebels, and now she's seeing him again. It's just really nice overall, and I think having Huyang there as well, him being a character from the Clone Wars, that scene quite literally was able to visually tie together the Clone Wars and Rebels in one, which is pretty much the heart of the Ahsoka series, right? Those are the two important shows that are the pillars to the series, so that was really nice overall to see. I mentioned in my reaction as well, but I can almost see the season ending with them being stranded on this planet Peridea, and then Thrawn having taken the Eye of Sion back to the other galaxy, and then in Ahsoka season 2, they're trying to find their way back to the main galaxy. I could see that happening, but I guess we'll have to wait and see, because Thrawn is obviously a very calculating villain. Throughout this episode, it was very intense, you could say, seeing he and Ahsoka fight each other from a distance, because it just kind of builds up the suspense and the tension between the two of them, since they have never actually met. So when they finally do meet, I think it's just going to be an epic scene. They're both kind of playing each other almost as if they're playing a game of chess, trying to stay one step ahead of the other. But Thrawn is not an easy person to beat. Just when it looked like by the end there, they were able to defeat his forces, he actually pointed out how they may have lost that individual fight, but the overall battle might be won by them because Ahsoka and Sabine and Ezra lost out on time. And Thrawn is now steps closer to achieving his goal of going back to the main galaxy. So you kind of can argue that even though Ahsoka won in this case, she also kind of lost. So he's definitely several steps ahead kind of villain. As Baylan said in this episode to Shin, he said, impatience for victory ensures defeat, or something to that effect. And you can tell that Thrawn understands this very well. He doesn't rush into anything. He doesn't rush to send resources right away. He carefully takes his time and plans out several of his next moves in order to ensure the outcome that he wants. And that's what makes him such a formidable opponent. So speaking of Baylan, a couple things about him. So one, I'm wondering what his plan is, because it looks like he's separated from Shin there and told her that she was basically going to be on her own path, and he was kind of going off to do his own thing. By the end of the episode, Thrawn was questioning where he had gone. So is he somehow going back to try and defeat Thrawn on his own? Does he have some sort of plan to take Thrawn's spot? I'm kind of wondering what he wants to accomplish in all this, and what the point was in sending Shin off on her own and then him leaving her. There must be some reason to that, so I'm kind of curious to see what his plan actually is going to be. And of course, Baylan and Ahsoka had a rematch this episode. I just want to say I love the fight scenes in this episode. Again, we got more lightsaber action. Every single episode has given that to us. This time around, it was a different fight. Ahsoka obviously used the training that Anakin taught to her, which we saw earlier on in the episode. I'm going to get to that in a second. But you saw her repeat some of the same moves from before. And this time she went into the fight kind of as though a weight had been lifted off her shoulders, and her whole demeanor this episode actually was very in a good mood. She had funny remarks and whatnot. She was smiling more than I've seen Ahsoka smile like ever. You could tell that she is a different person than she was before her encounter with her old master and everything that happened with Baylan during their last fight. Their fight ended, but this time around you felt as though she ended the fight more on her terms compared to the first time where he knocked her over the side of the cliff and then everything happened with her. You kind of got the sense that she was more in control this time around and is one step closer to being ready to facing Thrawn in the end. Ezra and Sabine fighting together was epic as well. It definitely brought back Rebels memories when they used to fight together. Only this time around, Sabine was the one with the lightsaber, so that was pretty cool. We saw Ezra rely solely on his force abilities, and he did not too bad a job considering the fact that he didn't have a weapon for the majority of the time. I think he grabbed one of the troopers' blasters at one point though. I think it would have been cool to see as well though, maybe Ezra get the lightsaber for 1 minute, maybe halfway through the fight, Sabine throws Ezra the lightsaber or something like that. Almost when Savage Opress and Maul were in their fight and Savage kind of held onto the double-bladed lightsaber. I remember people wanting to see Maul with a double-bladed lightsaber at some point, but of course eventually he did, so it's possible next episode we could see Ezra with the lightsaber. I guess that was just kind of to show Sabine's growth as well and how skilled she's become with her lightsaber. She's a lot more comfortable now compared to the beginning of the series, and certainly compared to how she was in Rebels. So more on Ahsoka's training with Anakin. It was so nice to see Hayden appear again. I'm so glad that he's getting the recognition he deserves and we're getting to see his portrayal of Anakin once again. He did a great job and I was not expecting to see him like that. The fact that she still uses Clone Wars training clips even so far after the fact just shows how much of a high regard she holds Anakin to, and how much of Anakin still lives within her. As he said when they had that whole experience together in what looked to be the world between worlds, or possibly in Ahsoka's head, Anakin very much lives in Ahsoka. Not Darth Vader, but Anakin. They very much contrasted with one another because while Anakin lives in Ahsoka and Ahsoka very much tries to keep that memory of Anakin alive in her training and everything she does, Darth Vader is kind of the opposite. Ahsoka lives in Darth Vader, but he actually tries to kill that part and that memory from his past life, and that was literally shown when he tried to kill her in Rebels. He doesn't want to keep that part alive, whereas she does. What else was cool about the training scene was that we got a couple name drops, Asajj Ventress and Count Dooku. Count Dooku is obviously cool anytime you name drop him, but it was so cool to hear Asajj Ventress because that was, I believe, the first time we've heard her name dropped in any live action Star Wars show. And she was, for those of us who've watched the Clone Wars, an amazing character, someone who I would have loved to see in live action. Just hearing her name drop was pretty big and definitely makes you recall all the encounters Ahsoka had with Ventress, both as an enemy and an ally. And then of course in the other part of the episode, we see Hera trying to fight to keep her job basically. And Mon Mothma seems like the only one that even remotely has her back. The others, especially Senator Xiono, they seem to not be on her side as much. It does illustrate the problem yet again though with the New Republic and how dismissive they are of the threat the Empire faces. And it's the reason why the Empire is eventually allowed to rise again, this time as the First Order. We have a couple surprises. We see C-3PO and he has a message from Leia Organa, and so that was confirmed now because in the last episode they said Senator Organa, or maybe it was 2 episodes back actually. They name dropped just the Organa part, but now we're getting the full Leia Organa, so we had her full name drop this time. I wonder if we'll see any appearance from her, if she's maybe being played by Carrie Fisher's daughter somehow, or if we're just gonna only have her referred to by her name. But either way, that whole plan definitely saved Hera. And also seeing how Mon Mothma was so friendly with C-3PO, even more than the other senators, definitely reminds you of Padme in a sense, and Padme and C-3PO were obviously very close, so you almost kind of felt in that scene that Mon Mothma is the new Padme trying to fight for what's right. You also heard Carson Teva make a reference to Mandalore, which is pretty cool. And then finally at the end of the scene, they bring up Thrawn again, just kind of builds up the suspense and the tension to Thrawn's eventual return. So yeah guys, we just gotta wait and see what happens next week going into the finale. I think it's going to be a big episode and definitely an epic showdown. I wouldn't be surprised if the runtime is even longer than any of the episodes we've had thus far. Overall, great episode, guys. You guys let me know as always down below in the comments what you thought of the episode and what you're looking forward to in next week's episode. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for an all new episode of Ahsoka, and this time the finale. Until next time guys, take care and see you soon.